Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Alex.
And this is Anthony.
So, check this out, Anthony. We got a demo of Octopath Traveler out this week. I'm pretty stoked, dude.
Looks like a little Saga Frontier-ish right there.
Wow, you know what's funny? Like, have you ever actually read or seen anything about this game?
Yeah, I remember you mentioned it to me during one of the early Switch Directs.
Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned Saga Frontier because how it starts, as you can see, it's almost like Saga Frontier because you have 8 different main characters, you know?
Oh, yeah.
There's Primrose and then there's Olberic, but we're probably going to do Olberic because you can actually get into the battles right away, so let's do that. Now,
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And But, to be fair, though, Saga Frontier is a very flawed game, though.
yeah, and I heard that the ending wasn't really there, like they never made the ending.
There's no ending. No, actually, you play as all 8 characters, you just beat their games, and then nothing happens.
Oh.
It's not like they all unite or something, kind of like Live a Live did or something.
God have mercy.
Now, Saga Frontier 2, though, is a whole different story. It's a game I like a lot.
Yeah, that's a game that I wish I still had on my PlayStation, but, you know, it is what it is. And it's sad that they never re-released that digitally.
Yeah, they should. They released pretty much every single Square game. I don't think they released Brave Fencer Musashi either.
Yeah, they didn't.
Enemy reinforcements.
And a lot of people like that game, too. I don't know. Weird.
I wish I had that, but... So, I don't know if you remember, but this is from the guys who made Bravely Default and Bravely Second.
That's very good. That's a very good team. Now, is this going to be a long game or?
That's the thing that I don't know, and them announcing that they had a demo and stuff like that kind of like really took me by surprise. I was like, wait, you have a demo of this game? I want to play it, and so. Yeah, and in case you guys are wondering out there, like I'm kind of letting the audio play, the speech play, and then hitting the A button. And sometimes like the speech is so fast, it just moves faster than the text sometimes.
I've noticed this. I have noticed this. It's really weird. You could get ahead in the story without having to hear the text, but the voice acting sounds fine.
Sounds okay. Like, you know, you've been critical of like Trails of Cold Steel before, but this one's kind of like, eh.
Is it on the same level as that?
Perhaps not.
As that what?
Is it on the same level as Trails of Cold Steel?
I don't know, because you've been critical of Cold Steel, and I thought it was okay. But to me, like, this one, the voice acting here is kind of like a little bit lower than that.
May the gods guide your play. And yours.
The guy on the left sounds like shit. The priest-looking guy. Yeah, it's probably on the same level for me. No, I'm sorry, but I will argue. I think Trails of Cold Steel is atrociously bad with the voice acting. Great game.
Yeah.
His Majesty's own
But
God,
bad. Really
slain
bad.
to the last man. Who could have done such a thing?
It's so dramatical.
I'm over dramatic.
Where is Earhart?
I'm doing Shakespeare. But it's really just a JRPG.
So, it was you.
I mean, the art style looks great. Like, you know, it's funny because many weeks ago, you know, we talked about Xenogears, and I forget like what episode it was, but like this kind of, remember when we were talking about, you know, cinematic and stuff like that, like using 3D environments with 2D sprites? I mean, this is kind of like that. But what's kind of crazy is that I haven't seen anything similar to Xenogears where they'd pan the camera around and kind of show a different view, you know? Like, it's always stuck in this view.
Yeah. I haven't seen games that have done that in the last decade or so. A game that does look similar to Xenogears, though. The only other game that I can think of is the original Grandia.
No madness.
Because it has a similar style, if I remember correctly. I have it on my Vita. I should look at Grandia.
Yeah.
A brother.
But this, yeah, it looks like the camera's not, like you said, it's not panning around.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's just set on these 2 guys. I guess they're brothers, apparently.
Well, no, it's like Earhart is the swordsman that trained
Your every stride
Olberic.
before it falls.
And he basically has waited all this time to betray him
But you've not
and
seen
the king
I
in
saved
one weird like
trick
long-term plan,
for the
I
day
guess.
I knew
Oh
would come.
shit.
Yeah.
Long-term plan, huh? Just execute the motherfucker. The
Yeah.
plan, I mean, not.
Yeah, gain their trust, train their soldiers, but not to be as good as him.
Always the
Wait
same
until the
thing.
day, you know, has come, like for the war to happen. Betray them, profit.
I guess, yeah.
Ah, Philip, what is it?
Grivens!
What's happening?
How'd you know it was me, sir?
That was just a dream. Basically, like it's a recurring dream that happens to him every
A knight
single
must
time.
always be on his guard.
Okay, this
Even
voice
when he
acting is
rests.
garbage. Yeah, this is pretty bad.
But then,
What the fuck is up with Square
No,
Enix
night.
lately, dude?
Mm-hmm.
not any longer.
First we get this, and then we get the Secret of Mana voice acting.
So here's my hope, right? My hope is that this is all placeholder. Because, I mean,
If you
this
say
game's not
so,
done.
sir. But there's lots of
This
men
is a
with
Okay.
demo,
very
so,
swords that
like,
can't
this
do
should
the
be
half of what you
placeholder, I would
do.
imagine.
Oh, I almost
And I
forgot,
mean,
sir.
I'm
The
sure
headman's
they're
looking
getting
for you.
feedback from people,
Says he
right,
wants
about
what?
this?
He didn't say about what.
God, I hope.
Tell him I'm on my way.
They'll get my feedback, shit.
Yes, sir. I'll go on ahead.
And I
let
think
him know, sir.
it'll be
Help me
more
in Square.
interesting once we
You know
start
the
getting
one.
into the combat, you know? Because I felt like the combat was actually pretty fast and snazzy, and I don't know if you agree with this, but one of the things that I came to a conclusion with is that if you want to be a modern JRPG, a contemporary JRPG, you need to have a battle system that is
After a time,
complex but
I
easy
came
to
to this
understand when you
village.
pick it up.
Here, I earn
But
my keep
exactly.
as a hired
Exactly, you do need that.
Hide
That's why
behind
Persona 5
another
was
man's
successful.
name.
But
the
also
villagers
a
from
fast
bandit
and snappy
raids.
battle system.
Teaching young
Yep.
men how to handle
That
a blade.
it was also fast and snappy.
Not a glamorous life.
Yeah.
But it puts
Now
food
this
on
game
our
I don't
plate.
know.
Well, you
And
haven't
like
seen the battle
knows
yet,
only
so
the battlefield.
I mean,
Worth
there's a
only as
lot of
much as the
exposition
blade, my
for
son.
for a demo, you know. And
Jesus Christ.
and I purposely chose
That
this
blade
because
fails
of
to save
the fact
my
that
sworn
there's not a lot of exposition. This is actually shorter than the other one.
Mm.
Because the
For
other one was
years,
like
I've
literally
asked
like
myself
25 to
that
30
question.
minutes of exposition. So we
answer
wouldn't be
still.
able to see the battle if we went with the other
Oh
one.
no.
Not one I like.
Yeah.
One thing I do know.
I do
is that
love
owe
like
this village
I mean,
a
look at
debt.
how detailed
A
that
debt I intend
scene
to
is though.
repay.
I mean, you don't
Let me ask-
see a lot of
That's enough brooding
games
for one morning.
with that much detail
Batman's
anymore,
better.
especially
No.
for an RPG.
No, with like the candle and the wall kind of cracked and all that.
Yeah.
That all looks really good. This
of
does
course,
remind me of Xenogears in a way
Mhm.
because of that detail. Like when you go in the house, there's a lot of stuff in the house that looked like it was lived in. So the house looks
I
like it
see.
was lived in, and like you said, it's good detail. So
Mhm. Oh, so now like there's no voice acting, and this is the thing that's kind of weird. Is like most of the game is voice acted, and then you get into these sections where you just have to read.
I prefer these sections.
But again, like the text though, like I would prefer it if there was a way, there was an option in the options to basically like just say, all right, if I get the dialogue, just display the whole thing as opposed to having this weird
so.
crawl happen, you know? Because sometimes you can like read faster than the crawl.
Okay, I have a question for you then.
Okay.
How do you feel about games that do this crawl? There's a lot of Japanese games that do this in particular. Persona 5 comes to mind.
I
And
think
you know I'm
Persona
right
5
there.
does it faster.
It does it faster, but I'm talking about the practice in general because here's the thing, and as critical as I am of Western games, I will give Western games this, that they do present cutscenes a little bit more cleaner than Japanese games do because Japanese
I
games
see.
do this type of thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about this practice that a lot of Japanese games where they'll have like text boxes like we're seeing now and then dialogue? Do you feel it's too distracting or do you feel that it's kind of an archaic approach or what, or do you not mind it at all?
I mean, for a here's the thing. For the try-play, it helps because people can just kind of read it and stuff as we're talking over it.
Fair enough.
You know, and it's slow enough, right? But if I'm a gamer, like, and which I am, obviously, but like, I would much rather. I'm a speed reader. I read faster than what it's displaying right now, and older games actually allowed you to control text speed as well. So now I'll be honest and be the first to admit that I didn't actually look in the settings screen to see if there is an option, right? But you know, that being said, I shouldn't have to. I feel like I should have like that option.
As you wish.
Now, you could just basically hit the A button twice and everything will be displayed, but that's kind of like almost asking to miss pieces of dialogue unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you didn't know that it was like longer than the 4 words that he said, for example, you would have like skipped 2 pieces of dialogue.
That makes sense.
So for me, like, I don't know. Like, I think being able to display it faster would be a really nice thing.
You know, it's funny with Persona 5, now that you bring that up, being a speed reader, let's go back to that for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I read most of that game. I didn't listen to it. The voice acting isn't bad in that game by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But I read through that game more the first time I played through it. That's why I had like in the completion time of 110 as opposed to like 140 the first time, like a lot of people did.
Right.
Because I just read a lot of the dialogue quick. So, but yeah. Back to your answer to my question, though.
As you
I see the thing about speed. I think for me, this type of stuff works better when you're in town, you know, like when you're the dialogue boxes.
Right. Oh,
But
wait.
for
Let me cut you off here. So we're doing like path actions, and this is actually kind of a unique thing about the game. So each character actually has the ability to use an action on a townsfolk or party member. In this case, Olberic can actually challenge people to duels.
Oh.
So what we're gonna do is, you notice there's like an icon there, and then we can hit challenge.
Challenge him.
And yeah, we were, you know, and just you can see, like, you notice the little kid you can't challenge, but we'll challenge this guy, the Watchman.
I wish you could challenge the kid. Fight him, yeah. Strength,
on
1
your
star.
guard.
Yeah. That's a good thing you caught that, because I thought like I was going through that fast. Okay. So here's the battle system. So
Okay.
what's weird is that they have like a shield, and that actually prevents any sort of major damage from actually being received by the character. So in order to defeat it, you have to hit him with the weakness, like his weakness, and you'll destroy that shield. Like, check this out. So now it's broken, and he loses his turn, his current turn and the next turn. And here's kind of like a Bravely Default-ish kind of thing. Like, every turn, you basically get boost points. You get 1 boost point. And then you basically, like, can spend the boost points to add either power or additional hits to an attack. So we'll do 3 additional hits for my attack and hit him critically. He's not dead yet, though, so he's pretty strong. But he got his shield back, as you noticed, but we just broke it and killed him, so...
You broke his shield and slashed him in the face.
Yeah, so the shield basically prevents, like, major damage from happening, from anything. Like, the maximum amount of damage.
He's just lying there.
Yeah, he's dead.
And
Well-
you just laugh, Jesus. Oh. Jesus. Olberic's a wonderful human being.
I know, right?
Oh.
He just laughs at everybody.
I see.
I say.
Oh, but back to what I was saying, though, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like I said, I don't mind text boxes when they do scenes like this, but when some JRPGs do it in, like, cut scenes, that kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
It's like, just do a subtitle if you really have to.
Right. So yeah, as you can see, like, the strength is 1. And we'll challenge this guy to a duel as well.
Again?
Well,
this guy?
it's a different guy.
Okay.
This is a good
This
day
guy
to
looks
battle.
even weaker than the other one.
Yeah.
Oh!
So yeah, so I broke the shield, right? Now I'm gonna use the boost to attack him multiple times, and yeah, you're right. He's weaker than the other guy.
He didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, he didn't.
You're beating up peasants, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm having issues with you now. You destroy property in other games, and now you're beating up peasants.
The game is telling me to do it, though.
It's not telling you. You don't have to challenge these peasants
Yeah,
to a
you do.
duel.
Like the old man said, I had to basically help train them.
You're not helping them, but that's not training.
See, look, like it's gotten to a cutscene. Olberic is kind of a douche, though. You're right.
Yeah, he is a douche.
Just so.
Like he's basically saying that the other light-haired dude is like, well, you do a lot of defense, but the other guy does a lot of offense, but he doesn't know how to defend, and you know a lot of defense, but you don't know a lot of offense. So basically, by being the same person, or by being a
Yeah.
team, you're better than the sum of your parts. I guess it's kind of a dicky move.
He's a dickhead. He is a complete total dickhead. You are right. It's not just a dicky move. He's a dickhead.
Yes,
Oh man.
I thank you.
The two of us will go on pair.
Oh
patrol.
no! Don't voice this stuff.
I see.
I will. Sir, me next.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I had to. Hey, my voice acting is as bad as your Abzu joke, so there you go. We're even now, buddy.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, come
In your
on.
head, you do.
No, life says we're even.
But check out the graphic. Isn't it absolutely amazing?
Oh, goddamn you. Okay,
Every
first of
single
all,
time you bring it up, I will bring
First
it up.
of all, fuck you. Number two, fuck you again. And number three, yes, this is a very old school playing and looking game, and I like it. Very old school. This game would have fit right in, minus the high definition, in the PlayStation era.
Yeah. I like that, the things in the foreground are blurred, but the thing, and even the background is blurred, but the things in the middle are crystal clear. You know, like it has that, I forget the actual term for it, but like it makes it look like you're playing with miniatures. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it does look like miniatures, huh? It looks like a little, like the towns, for example, looks like those Christmas houses you can buy.
Yeah.
You know, where you can make a Christmas village?
Like those miniature ones, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like those.
Yeah, I do apologize that there's too much story. I mean, the storyline is pretty straightforward, right, Anthony? Like, for this dude, at least?
I'm having bad dreams. My friend kills the king. Must prevent it.
Or, it's happened already, right? And it's just, like, something that he's guilty of because he didn't see it sooner. And now he's basically trying to lay low in this new town,
Yeah, he's not doing a good job of laying low. He's beating up peasants.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Of course, brigands. It's always brigands or thieves or some weak monsters.
Right?
The start of a great JRPG. Hey, I like these cliches, though.
I don't mind this cliche, but, I chose this specifically to showcase the battle system.
Mm-hmm. Now,
The other storyline is actually really super interesting to me, and actually like really showed that they could offer a more mature storyline, like even with this kind of graphical fidelity, for the lack of a better term. And I'm not gonna spoil it for the people who still want to play
That's
that.
right.
But if you do have a Switch, you should download this demo because it is a really fun demo and it shows the potential of the game. But keep in mind that this is not final. The game isn't coming out till like 2018. So there's still a long ways away. They could fix the voice acting, they could fix the text. Remember, when Xenogears got a demo, that wasn't the final version, obviously. Like, they fixed a lot of the problems on the demo, like, in the main game, so...
yeah, a lot. From what I remember, the Denver, you get the demo, not Denver. Fuck the demo. You get Bart and Ellie right away in your party. And it's the same thing with. Remember the Final Fantasy VII demo?
Yeah.
Remember how in the main game you just save Jesse?
Yeah.
Well, in the demo, you have to save Wedge too before you escape the Mako reactor.
Right.
And Aeris was in your party as well.
Yep.
Yeah, this is an interesting demo. I wonder though how much like you said, it'll be similar to the main one.
Let us fight with honor.
Man,
An interesting old school demo, just a little fact of trivia real quick, now that you got me on the topic, is the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete demo. It was 6 hours long, and you can actually save your game at the end of the demo, and when the main game came out, resume from there.
See, this allows you to save too, but I'm not sure if they'll allow that.
Really? So you can save it, but you don't know if it'll allow you to save in the main game.
Or carry it over to the main game, you mean?
You know what it would be nice is if you carried over your save and it gave you a bonus for playing the demo.
That would be cool, but...
Because there's a lot of games that do that with full games, you know?
So, we were talking over it, but I was actually using like an AoE skill that hit the all three of them with my sword. Because they're all...
I saw that.
3 of them are dead now, but...
I grow strong.
You gotta level up.
Yep. Didn't get anything, though.
This is kind of making me want to play Grandia now, but I have enough to play, so better not do that.
Yeah. But you see how fast the battle system is? It's like, you get in, you do the battle, you get out, and it's pretty fast. It's very snappy.
It is. I like that.
Now, the thing is, it's like, that I didn't see in this game is skill progression. And that's kind of like the big question that I have right now in this game is like, how will you improve those skills? Because I would imagine that those are the default skills, but how do you progress in the game, right? Like, for example, in Bravely Default and Bravely Second, you had the job system, right? Like, and it seems like there is some sort of job system here too, because you're a warrior. It says so in the, in the windscreen, but... And also the other character, Primrose, which you can play, she's a dancer. So it's like, can you change those jobs later on? You know, like, there's still a lot of questions. So it makes me think, like, why is the demo out? Is it just to prove the concept that this look actually could feel like an old school RPG without being, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, let me answer a couple of your questions first. Does this look like... Let me answer the first one. Does this look like and seemingly play like an old school JRPG? You know what my answer is? What? A resounding yes.
Okay.
Okay? Now, let's talk about the skills. You talk about Bravely Default's job system. That's a very in-depth system, and I think, the way you described it is true, but you didn't really go into... Because I have experience playing both games extensively, as you know, right?
Sure.
And I can tell you that there's a lot of depth into those job systems. And I would not be surprised if this game, if it didn't have a job system, it would have some sort of in-depth sort of system. And I can imagine, like,
I swear on my
you talking about jobs got me thinking of an idea that a lot of games do where there are job opportunities for the character, but they're not like the ones in Final Fantasy.
You can actually save. You just have to talk to... You find a traveler with a green hat, and that's your save point.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, that's almost just the way it was in Bravely Default. That was the save points in those games. That's crazy, huh? Okay, anyway, what I was saying was, there's these games that, like, one character's a fighter, right, Alex?
Yeah.
But... you can emphasize more on defense, or emphasize more on offense, or emphasize, on HP. You know what I mean? And still have customization, but still remain a fighter-type character. Does that make sense?
But again, we're talking about this game, and I don't see any of that here.
You don't see any of that in this one?
Not in the demo.
See, I don't know. I don't think we really can tell anything from the demo on that front.
I know, but again, it brings up my question earlier. What's the demo for? If it's just to prove that it's an old school RPG, we knew that just by looking at it.
So you're asking what is the point of the demo then?
Yeah.
Well, it could be to demonstrate the battle system. Because it's one thing to look at a battle system in a trailer, and it's another thing to play it.
I love that this guy's telling me to prepare, and I've already bought all the gear that I can afford.
That's what NPCs do. Their purpose in life. They repeat things.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but I was going through the weapon stuff pretty fast. But again, they didn't actually model an interior for the weapon shop. It literally just gave you a menu, because they probably thought, like, why should we bother? The main reason why you're going to a weapon shop or an item shop is for the stuff to buy.
And that goes back to your question. What is the point of the demo if they're not showing even a weapon shop?
No, that's not even part of the whole question that I have. It's more like a commentary on like what they decide to actually work on in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like they decided obviously like, yeah, we'll have those weapon shops, but the question is it really even important to model them for the game? And the answer is no. And I actually appreciate that because they could put more work elsewhere in the game, like the graphics for, you know, this location, for example. You know, like it's kind of, it really shows off like that they made really smart choices when making the game.
And Bravely Default did that as well, my friend, with the shops.
Yes. So I guess that's kind of like a signature, right?
Yeah. I do really want to play this game though.
It is available on the Switch now, though.
What, the game? You mean the demo?
Yeah.
I'm too broke to get a Switch right now, man.
Man, you said you were gonna save up for a Switch.
No, we won't go there. That's a little personal. I'll tell you after the thing.
Okay. So now these are like, you know, regular sword enemies, weak to that. This is probably gonna go over our usual length, but I want to take the opportunity to actually show off the dungeon as well. So that's why we're gonna probably be a little bit longer than normal.
Random battles, another staple of this developer.
Yeah.
They're probably the only one that, of any developer ever in the world right now, that does random battles.
It is a very ballsy move, I'll tell you.
I mean, but remember how they did it in Bravely Default, and it is a ballsy move, but remember, you could change how quick you want random battles to be, remember?
Right.
Wonder if you could do it in this game.
Oh, and here's the battle system, or rather the menu system. And then you notice that you could actually turn on like a help text and stuff like that, in case you don't know what the fuck things are. And there is a tutorial thing, and you know, I'm not gonna go through the tutorial thing.
But can you change the rate of random battles?
You cannot.
You cannot, not in the demo at least.
I don't think you'll ever be able to. It's not Bravely Default.
That is true, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did add something like that later on.
Okay, so these guys are not weak against swords, so I'm gonna use this lance attack. And that works.
Reminds me of Fire Emblem.
Yeah. But you can equip all of it at the same time. You just have to like press left or right. Oh yeah, 1,000 hit. Oh yeah.
This is a really good looking game. It's really pretty and it just looks good.
Damn.
Who says the JRPG is dead, right? Especially these days.
I think they're going into a resurgence. So I don't know if you saw that there, but I basically like just changed my sword to like a lance right away.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's that intuitive. You just hit like left or right on the stick and you just change your current weapon. Like you don't have to like unequip things and equip things. Fire Soul Stone. What's that all about? What does it actually do? Let's see. Alright, hits all the foes with fire. Okay, that's good to know. It's funny because I played this demo, but I've never actually used that thing. Oh, look, it's the brigands.
Kill them.
Oh, damn, look at that. Oh!
I love those little sound effects. Yoo-hoo! Like you just did.
How do you feel about that? Like, so, you know, to be specific, there are video games these days, specifically JRPGs, where if they can't voice a whole dialogue, they'll have like a very small snippet of speech that kind of implies what they're saying.
Oh yeah, that don't bother me too much.
Okay.
Like Persona 5 does that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, all Persona 3, 4, and 5 do that a lot.
I don't think 3 and 4 did that so much.
My son was playing 4 and it did a lot of that when I was watching him. At least Golden.
When playing with like social links, I would imagine.
These social links do. I was watching him do those two kids
Yeah.
In the sports, yeah, the one that plays basketball, they did that quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I sure as fuck can tell you the Tales games does those too.
I guess it's not bad.
Yeah, don't bother me. It's no different than when your guy grunts in battle, right? Ah, hi. You know,
I
that
think it's
type
more
of
than that. I think it like adds a layer of speech, even though you can't afford like to voice like a whole dialogue section. You know, you can have like generic sections. So here's how a dungeon works, which is kind of neat because it's like
that lighting.
it's still 3D, but you only have a lamp, and you only can see the things immediately around you.
And it gets perfectly lit when you're in the battle screen.
Yeah, I know.
Only a JRPG.
This is totally a JRPG, and the
I love
environment completely
JRPGs.
changes.
How about you?
All right,
That lighting, man, like you were saying.
Unreal Engine, man.
This is Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
on the Switch.
Fuck me, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The thrill of the fight.
So yeah, it's crazy because like his 2D sprite is casting a shadow on everything too, which is really super fucking neat. And this is not an entirely big dungeon, but it's kind of crazy because like what we talked about earlier in the town, the things that are in the foreground and the background are blurry. So even though if there's lighting there, you know, you can kind of sort of see something that might be important. And so
I see what you mean.
I mean, so you might want to explore it, you know? I just love the old school feeling of the map, even though of course it's done in 3D.
The whole everything about this game graphically is old school.
Yeah. Or at least it tries to evoke old school.
It's done it successfully,
I grow strong.
even with the mediocre voice acting.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's a good. This is one I would definitely get when I get my Switch.
Oh, I have dual protection. Let me equip it real quick. Oh, wait. I still get caught on that because like it tells you to choose a character first and then choose like what you want to equip, and that threw me off for a little bit there. All right, I think we're on our way to the boss battle. Oh, I gotta fight these guys first.
It's a good day for battle.
Damn, son,
Yeah.
you are killing it. Now, I saw when you got hit, it looked like you got blocked.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. Is that your shielding effect again?
No, I don't have a shield, so only
Oh.
the enemies have shields. Ooh, he's dead. Yeah, so
Killed
only
him.
the enemies have the shield thing. You don't.
How about you?
Oh shit, I messed up. That's
Now I'm
supposed
gonna
to be a
ask
lamp.
questions.
That's supposed to be a sword.
Oh, that looks like a miniature version of a big cloud sword. I'm gonna ask you something,
Okay.
and this is these questions that you don't ask in JRPGs. How do bad guys have hideouts in places where creatures live?
That's a good question. Maybe we'll just ask the brigands once we get past the save guy. Conveniently placed across the bridge from the brigand hideout. I think that's a better question. Why is the traveler hanging out near the brigands?
Why is he in this world and not the Bravely Default world?
That's
There-
right.
Yeah, so this whole storyline I think is where we should cut things off, but there's obviously a boss battle that's happening here. I promise you guys the boss battle is really awesome and really challenging actually, even for like a low level. So but yeah, what are your final thoughts, Anthony, before we move on?
Definitely something I am interested in, good sir.
Yeah. The demo doesn't make me feel 100% confident in the game. I'll tell you that. But I will be looking at this game intently over the next coming months to see if it's improved and, you know, if they've actually took some of the feedback from the demo and kind of took it in internally. You know what I mean?
Right. And who knows? We may have another demo.
That seems to be a trend these days, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
Especially with Square.
yeah, with the million fucking demos of Final Fantasy 15, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that about does it for this week's episode. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Place a comment below. Let us know what you think of Octopath Traveler. And remember, this is just a keyword, you know, like a keyword / project name. This is not the final name of the game. But for now, we'll call it Octopath Traveler. So, anyways, until next week, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys later.